We turn it on, we turn it off. That's
6 o'clock.
Stand up.
State for the pledge.
Yep.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Let the record show that Mike, our deputy mayor, will not be with us tonight.
Okay.
He talked to me and he had some
Do we need the
prior
camera on
meeting.
for this or no?
It's on.
Okay, with that, we're going to open up our public hearing for local law number 1 of 2025 for the next 15 minutes.
Okay, I make a motion that we open the public hearing for local law number 1.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, 15 minutes.
And you can't run them concurrently, the two?
No.
Hmm.
So Courtney was explaining a little bit that it allows people, if they happen to be sick or something, that somebody can fill in and have the same voting rights.
Correct.
Okay. Whereas before, they had to be, if they dismissed themselves because of conflict or something. That's the only time they could step in. Okay.
There's been a few situations where there wasn't enough people on to open.
Oh, sure.
You didn't have a meeting, those that didn't show up. So it's hard when you have an alternate sitting there.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't help.
So Tim Quirk is moving to the planning board then?
Yeah, we're going to get to that under the
Okay.
new business. Yeah.
Good. Is Frank Chacha still the head of the zoning board?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's been on there a long time.
Yeah, so if you know of anybody else, spread the word.
That's stupid.
Wish I would have done it then.
Yeah.
How's the internet here? Is it good in this building for you guys?
It's okay. It's
$128 seems really good for a place that multiple people have to use.
Yeah, it's like the lowest commercial grade one we can possibly get. They keep on trying to get me to upgrade, and it would be way, way more, but I won't. I think
It's
we're
still good?
grandfathered into an old plan.
Oh.
So it's not the best, but it's for, I mean, what we use only very little internet. It's only like looking something up or logging on to get to a system with the state or
If
whatever.
it does what you need,
Oh.
then, yeah, don't change it.
Yeah.
Because I use it, home, of course, for meetings all day, and it's terrible, and I pay $90-something
Yeah.
a month.
Mm.
It's not good.
Really?
Right, yeah, everybody complains about the internet in that village.
Wow.
Why? It's terrible.
And it goes on and off a lot too.
Is your Spectrum or Frontier?
Spectrum. I switched because I bought my own
Router.
modem and router.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
that just went bad after a year or two. It had not lasted very long.
Mhm.
Then I went back to getting a Spectrum one, or two, right? They give you both, the modem and router.
Yeah.
And I had that one for a year, and it's, now I don't know if it's that or if it's just the service.
If you're so busy, you're burning them up.
Ugh. And I'm the only one home usually on it. It's not like there's multiple people.
We have a service that comes into here, but then once it comes in here, then we have our own Wi-Fi, like routers in the office.
Hmm.
It's in the ceiling.
Like
near Buck's
extender
office.
kind of thing?
Yeah.
We were at the Lilac Festival years ago, and they had a booth there.
A lilac.
Spectrum did, yeah.
Wait, is it on?
No, in May, it was like
Oh,
years
oh,
ago.
I see, okay.
Years ago. So they had a booth, and we said, well, you know, we have a cottage, we're only there half a year, and this and that, and they said, oh, we'll give you, you can have internet for $19.99. And I said, okay. It's only gone up once. We pay $24.99
Wow.
for internet down there, and we get TV, computers, $24.99. And so people had said, how did you get that? And of course, they asked, and they said, no, you can't get that anymore.
Of course.
But it was just a deal they had at the Lilac Festival.
Surprising they haven't moved it up every year.
Right,
Wow.
that's what they usually do.
Yeah.
So it's only gone up once. Yeah.
I get my internet for $20, $19.99. It's grandfathered in from when Time Warner
Oh, nice.
had it with Batavia.
Yeah.
So it's been grandfathered in all this
Well,
time.
change it, man.
Yeah.
Well, and don't have them come to your house
Yeah.
either. They'll upgrade you big time, and
Yeah.
then you're paying 80.
Mhm. As a commercial account, everything is, it might be the same, but it's always way more expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
That's why I was surprised it was only 127,
Mhm.
and that it works for you guys. But
Yeah.
if you're not on a lot of like video calls or sharing
Mhm.
screens, that kind of thing, then
Yeah.
you wouldn't use a lot.
Yeah, it's not like we're streaming it or anything like that, but in the other places, the sewer plant and the electric shop, they have internet, but there's no cable to them. So we looked into it years ago, running cable to them, but it was gonna be so much expensive to run cable, especially with the sewer plant.
Mm.
It wasn't feasible, so they have phone lines, and that's why they have Frontier.
Ah.
Mm.
And for what they do too. We don't need anything.
An oath of office book for $214. So it's just a book with blank paper in it.
Pretty much, there's, when you sign the book, it has.
It's a nice book, leather bound
Yeah,
probably,
and
right?
it has like the words like.
Pre-printed on the
Pre-printed on
pages.
there, yeah. But I will say though that,
Yeah, we're in the wrong business.
well, it's archival paper too, so
Oh.
it'll, it's supposed to last forever.
Okay.
But I will say,
That helps a lot.
the book that we have now, that is, it only has 3 spots left.
It's the 40 years you had it?
It's in 1980s that it was.
Wow.
So I was kidding with the ladies in the office, and I said I wanted to be the last one to sign the book. Then I said, wait a minute, though, do I want to be the last one to sign that book, or the first one to sign the new book?
Yeah.
Both, yes. Well, after 40 years, the new one should talk to you, you know?
Yeah. It's interesting going back through the book and looking at all the different people and different things they've done, and that's maybe history there.
What are the deposit returns for? When you leave?
So-
Does everybody have a deposit?
So people who rent,
When you rent.
when you rent a
First
place,
in.
we make them put a deposit down for their electric. And then we give it back to them if they move out or if they pay on time for a full year.
It was Bill Whitney. Oh, wow. I thought he was a resident.
He was, but he moved
Yeah.
into the apartments, into Apple Tree.
Oh, okay.
I have a question. The property almost in Apple Tree there, it's got a for sale sign with commercial on it. Is there really commercial there? Yeah.
It was rezoned when we redid the whole,
Yeah, the
thing
rezoning.
with the planning board a couple of years back.
Residential, commercial,
Yeah.
R3.
Yeah.
So you can have a little business on it.
Does that mean it has apartments in it?
No, I mean, you can run a business out of it, like if somebody asked about an alpaca farm, or if you want to have a little construction business, or it has quite a bit of property there, so they can have other things, maybe like a tree farm, or nothing major.
3 acres, is that what it is?
I think so.
I think it's 3
Good,
acres.
good parcel there, nice
That's
barn.
not, it's a good spot.
What was the thing that you included in the documents? Maybe we're gonna get to it. If we are, just tell me what, about, I don't know, being fair housing.
Well,
something
that's
or other.
coming up.
Okay. years ago, I forgot this gentleman's name. He was, I think he owned a construction company, and he was considering putting a housing development in behind Munger Street.
Yep.
Yeah, Buddy Fullwood.
Yes, Buddy, and then I think he died.
He died.
He did, and his parents died.
Oh, his parents died too?
Now the nephews or cousins have it.
Have that property?
Mhm.
Oh,
They just got out of probate. So,
like they want to put something there?
nothing has been, nothing definite yet, but the word is they want to load it to a developer of some kind, so. I know you probably don't like that, because in your
No,
backyard,
Of course not.
but I like it, because it sure would help the village tax base.
Depends on the developer.
Yeah.
And what kind of housing would be in there?
Mhm. Well, that'd be up to the planning board to work with them too, so.
Yeah.
You would want
I was,
to keep property values up, not be
Mhm.
from below.
Yeah.
When I lived there, the plans were, it was, the plans were out, and the plans were at the library to take them, like, and literally had scheduled to put in a retention pond right behind the house.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm sitting there thinking, great, I'm gonna have this retention pond with mosquitoes and maybe geese or whatever it is.
Snakes.
That's why you sold the house to me.
Well, I had something to
I
do with
didn't
it.
Wow.
Well, but Carrie stopped working,
Yeah.
so it was one income
I'm
at
just
that point.
teasing.
But, yeah.
You guys know that I bought his house.
No.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah. You did with
Yeah.
me 3 years or something.
Yeah, just, not too long.
I thought, oh,
I
I'll
should have
live here a
stayed
couple
there
of
because
years.
we would have had the house paid off now.
Yeah. I figured I'd be here a couple of years. I've been there almost 20.
Yeah, it's a solid house.
Goes fast, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's a nice place.
It's
Nice
good.
street.
Yep, it's very nice. Nice street.
We would have ran out of room though. 3 kids.
I know, my 3 kids were in there.
Yeah.
In that back bedroom, the 2 boys shared
Yeah.
that back
Mhm.
bedroom. They also went half the time to their dad's and they had a big house there. It was good though. Collection Systems Study. CPL, Engineering Professional Services.
Clark Patterson Lee.
But that's the question you asked me about the 700,000 and then the
Oh,
collection
this
study.
was the thing.
That'll be covered by grant.
Okay.
They're gonna build a Chick-fil-A up there in Broadport, right on the corner.
Right in the corner of that round building.
Yeah,
isn't
where
it?
that bank
Oh,
was.
I thought they were gonna use the round building, are they
No,
not?
they're gonna knock it down.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of nostalgic.
That's
I know.
going to be a giant cluster bomb.
It is.
Oh, yeah.
The
Right at
worst-
that intersection.
There's people out in the street waiting to get in.
Oh, my God.
I
That's
mean,
not-
the traffic flow in and out of there is horrible.
Yeah.
Because you can only really get to it from one direction. You're gonna have to be coming
Even if they're
west.
coming in off of 31 and out onto 19 or
Yeah.
vice versa.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're not gonna cross traffic.
That's gonna be
in either
crazy.
spot.
You don't think they'll come in from the back, like that hotel parking lot or something?
I doubt it.
It's like well, it's the, they put the Salvatore's in
Churchill?
in Batavia,
Oh, Batavia.
and it's right by Tops. You know, it's on that weird corner
Nothing,
lot.
nothing has ever survived at that
It's
location.
the same, it's got the same problem. There's just no way to get
Yeah.
into it.
Yep,
You-
or
there's
get
only-
back out of
yeah,
it.
You have to be coming from like Walmart and turn right into it.
And then keep going right when you pull out.
Yeah. But for Salvatore's, if they're just delivering pizza, that would probably be better.
My son ordered pizza at Salvatore's in Churchill. 2 hours. 2 hours.
Wow.
Yeah. He said, oh my God, I went there and waited. He said, I got there at least 45 minutes after I called it, and I told him it would be a while. He said, and I waited like another hour, and I said, what the hell did you wait for? My God,
I know.
could have walked over to Pontillo's and got one. Jeez. Yeah, he said, I won't go there again.
Okay, 6:15. Motion to close out the public hearing for local law number 1 of 2025.
I'll make a motion to close local law number 1 of 2025.
Second,
I'll second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, now we'll open our public hearing for local law number 2 of 2025.
I'll make a motion that we open public hearing for local law number 2 for 2025.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right.
I haven't noticed, Joy, did they get the other speed sensor up on 33?
They're gonna look at it this week, so, 'cause I told them how I wanted it done. So they're waiting for the weather to get kind of a nice day to get up there and do it, but, yeah, it's on their radar. It's on their radar
Yeah,
to
good.
to get that up.
I have to laugh when I walk by the one that's up every day, and the people that are, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. They're still whistling through there 45, 50 miles an hour.
Oh, you don't think it makes a difference?
No.
I mean, it
Doesn't make a difference in front of my house either.
it like alerts me if I, you
Yeah,
know,
the
like,
honest
it's like a
people,
wake up.
you know, the honest
like,
people,
oh, shoot.
I slow down when I go to the
I do.
university.
Yeah.
Every 8 out of 10 cars that goes by my house is going in excess of 35 or 40 miles an hour.
I can live with 35, but it's when they're 45 and
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
trust me, I see it.
50, you know, it's just ridiculous.
Mhm.
I could see the state trooper in town yesterday.
Do we have contract with them, or is it sheriff? Right?
Sheriff.
So state police is just random?
Yeah.
Just happens to be around?
They seem to be here more than the sheriff.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not as short-handed as the sheriffs.
Maybe. I've seen them going down my street, turn around and go back, and I thought, what's going on at the end of the street? It's just cruising.
Yeah.
State police, yeah.
Are the numbers going up? Yeah, I heard like recruitment for police academy and military and all that is up now.
Well, I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know the military definitely is. Now,
Yeah.
about the police,
Yeah.
they're short-handed big time.
It's tough, we can't blame them. I mean, it was a thankless thing.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Hopefully that turns around.
Like the prison guards, you know?
Pardon?
It's like the prison guards, you know?
Oh,
What a mess that is.
What a mess.
So she just
Oh, my God.
fired 2,000 of them.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard just the basics of that. Why did she fire them? Were they striking or something?
And they didn't go back within the time frame that they had to report back.
And was it because she gave rights to the prisoners and they were doing something?
Well, that's,
They were
that
rising up, or-
combination of, forcing them to work 24-hour, 72-hour shifts, non-stop.
Yeah.
And then that Halts Act, they pretty much gave the prisoners more rights than the guards. And now she just passed some legislation, and none of those guys that were fired can work as police officers or anything. They can't-
No state jobs.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Oh, that's one way of thinking.
Yeah.
Cut people's medical insurance off. Say there was one guy, his wife was due for a baby like any day, and he got the notification that his health insurance was being canceled because he was on the strike line. I think that this isn't far, this far more. There's gonna be lawsuits. A lot of lawsuits.
We need to step in a lot sooner.
The unions on the state side, from the sound of it.
Well, my brother's a corrections officer. But from what I understand is that so because the strike was technically illegal, because they're not allowed to strike with police officers, that the union kind of endorsed it.
Yeah, I know that they endorsed it, but why weren't they going to bat for these guys before it went to this.
They probably were, they probably fall on deaf ears, that's why they tried.
Maybe there will be lawsuits.
And 1 yard at 75 inmates, that's a little crazy.
So why do you suppose it feels so illogical or illogical to us? What are they seeing that I'm not seeing?
Move down the state.
Yeah, why would they allow things like that? Logical people don't think it's right.
That's what the union's about. The union should have stepped in and said, look, I've got people that are unhappy. Let's work through this. And if they stonewall you, then you say, okay, now we go. But the union has, you gotta have their back. Otherwise, you're out of there and on your own.
Maybe an arbitrator and
Yeah.
hear both sides and say, hey, here's binding arbitration.
Yep.
You know,
And so
here it
it
is.
opens it up for mass firings and stuff, you know. She can do whatever she wants.
I've never heard about an arbitrator coming in and work.
Prior to us.
I've never heard about it. Yeah, that's a different story. Arbitrator make a ruling and they don't follow it, say, no, we don't like what you came up with.
They might be wanting to strip it out. Trying hard first. It's legislation. You can't promise to change the legislation passed by the council.
The only hope is she doesn't get reelected next year.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good congestion to get into New York City. It's gonna be a lot, it's gonna be a lot of people who can't commute to New York City.
I've done it before, all. Especially people have to make multiple deliveries during the course of the day in and out of the city for $9-10 a shot.
No, good. Or one of the two. So,
So when somebody gets account 1620, when it comes up. And then it also,
16, 20.
and it also gets 8510. So I'm just looking at one, there's a Sage Streets and Buildings, oh, Crocker's, Ace Hardware.
So, kind of, so a lot of things get broken up in multiple places. Yeah.
So this is likely the same invoice, right? That invoice is for that, so part of it goes to that. then part of it goes over here. I should keep that, I think you gave me some kind of a checker account.
Joe, is there a square code?
If you have the budget, it's
By the car?
Ah,
the listing.
Okay.
Is
We're still waiting for a-
here, is it
For
the,
the
No,
insurance,
this is the other
oh,
one.
that one? Yeah.
which came in way low compared to the other
I'm sure you
two.
since I had time, I was like.
So
Right.
Courtney got a hold of her and
look through it.
said, you know, resharpen the pencil a little bit.
Did you ever get any different numbers for getting that turbo replaced?
No, it was in line, though. I went online and looked up prices. It wasn't the number that I said.
It came in a little lower than anticipated, it was like 7,500.
Yeah, and I went online, looked them up, that model, that engine, everything. It was anywhere from like that up to 10 grand. So they already ordered the parts.
It's fixed in the back.
Oh, okay.
We got it back, yesterday or today? Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday.
Just 6.7 Cummins engine. The truck's cost us a lot of money lately.
Yeah.
Is that the one that had the accident?
Mhm.
Bump too behind.
Yep.
Got to go electric, what do they do?
They're out of Leroy, they're electric components, like,
Their daughter dated my son for a couple of years.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, I just couldn't remember like what they did, so Centron meter, so electrical stuff.
Those are, yeah, Centron are meters.
I always thought they did something cable, but I really.
Yeah, they do
don't know.
cable, they do all that stuff. Street lights, you know, pole hardware, a little bit of pole hardware.
Hmm.
Wire, you know.
This is the thing, this is most things we've had in our new business in quite a long time.
They're located right next to the golf course in Leroy, gotta go.
Oh, because they have an office right there?
Yeah.
Oh, I think the in-laws, I think the wife's parents live there, or did live there or something.
Can't remember his name. He owns golf course too.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Call back for the price. The Western.
Seeing about hosting the MUA regional. We haven't done, typically a different system does it each year. Since COVID, it stopped. So it's been quite a few years since we've done it, we've hosted it, so. see what's it. Usually there's a dinner that night, so usually like the trustees can come to the dinner. And
Where do you usually hold something like that for that many people?
like the Leroy Country Club, Batavia Country Club.
I like these ones better than the shoe prints. Just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay. A motion to close public hearing, local law number 2 for the year 2025.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing for local law number 2 of the year 2025.
Second,
One second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Approval of the bills. Is there a motion to accept the bills?
Make a motion, we accept the bills for this month?
Is there any question on them?
I asked all my questions.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Approval of the February 12th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Make a motion to approve February 12th, 2025 meeting minutes.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, officer reports. I don't want to really, I think, have you all read, you probably all read all this stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
just highlights.
Yeah, again, I got on the DOT again, it looks like they filled the one pothole over here, but they left a bunch of them down on 19 farther down. I don't know. You know, we're working on the farmer's market, it's starting to come together. Myself, Todd, Renee, Courtney, been very active on that, along with John, he's on a tree park committee also. And it's coming along very well. Vendors are starting to get lined up for a variety of products. We're looking to kick that off July 1st at Hickory Park. And we're gonna promote it real well and hopefully, get a good turnout for the village and traffic going by.
What's the being named a tree city mean?
Okay, it's our 14th year. If you look out in the hallway there's a rack out there, a lot of different years in there. When you're a tree city, there's certain conditions you have to meet to be a tree city recipient. You have to plant a certain percentage of trees each year in your village. You have to maintain your trimming and pruning, things like that. So we've done that now, it's our 14th year, so it's nice to keep it going.
I had asked Courtney the question about the high electric bills and the question about the stamp site, so he gave a nice
Okay, good.
response to that.
As I have in my report, the MUA, last month I reported, they were monitoring NYPA's rate increase very closely, and since then, they came out with a figure, and lo and behold, our mayor jumped in and shut it down. She shut NYPA's rate increase right down.
Governor.
I'm sorry, the governor, and said that the ratepayers of New York couldn't afford that. So she told them to get back to the drawing board, sharpen their pencil,
Wow.
and come back with a different proposal. So for now, that's done. So that was great. Maybe being election year coming up. Should be, I don't know. I attended the press conference with Steve Hawley in Albion on February 28th. That was for our CHIPS allocation. That's the money we get from the state for maintaining roads and such. The governor was trying to cut some of the funding, or she wasn't cutting it, she was keeping it the same line item as in previous budgets, and the big squawk is that everything's going up, so you just can't flatline a budget number each year and keep it there when everything keeps going up. He pointed out to a truck that was right behind him, a highway truck, anyway. He used that as an example, what that costs now compared to what it was just a few years ago.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy.
So, yeah, so that was good. I was on TV, by the way, Channel 13.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
FEMA floodplain, I'll touch a little bit on that. FEMA has drawn up new floodplain maps for everyone in the county, all the towns and villages in the county. And anyone who's within 10 feet of the floodplain is affected. I believe, Courtney, what do we have, 60 residences that were affected by that? 64
In the village?
in the village that they've documented as being in the floodplain.
Mini Creek.
Yeah, Minnie Creek. And
Where's Minnie Creek?
it's a little creek that flows
The
through.
one that goes through the Frisbee.
Oh,
course.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
by my house.
Oh, yeah.
They're supposed to be setting up a public hearing in Batavia. We'll have to notify all the homeowners that are affected by this you would think FEMA would do that, but no, they're not all the towns and villages to notify the people or the residents that own the property, so that they can go to this public hearing and voice their opinions, because, you know, if you have a federal mortgage, it's gonna be mandated that you have flood insurance, okay? And if you don't have a federal mortgage, then they're still gonna highly recommend that you have this. But I was told it's not mandatory if you don't have a federal mortgage. But it's important that we get this newsletter out. I'm still waiting for them to contact us when that meeting's gonna take place, because I believe the stuff late April, you know, so we're April or May, they wanna start implementing stuff, so it was brought up at the meeting, you know, you gotta get moving on this so people can get notified. So they have a chance to express their concerns and try to say, hey, my property isn't affected the way you're showing it.
Is that considered like a 100-year floodplain, or?
Yeah, it's a 1% was the 100-year floodplain, and a 2% was a 500-year floodplain. Okay.
I'll tell you what, if Minnie Creek ever comes up high enough to affect any of the homes along there, we're all gonna need boats.
Yeah, because there's some of those really high up.
Yeah, mine is, and I'm on it.
Church is on the list.
Really?
I'm
Oh
on
my God, it's like,
Oh, my
gonna be
God.
10,
What is the
15 feet above
Presbyterian
that.
church?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Ralph and Rosie's was on it, right?
It was, yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah,
Okay, so a lot of these properties are just,
yeah,
people are gonna need to go and complain.
wow.
So we'll get the notices out as soon as we can, as soon as they tell us when this meeting's gonna be, and I was hoping they'd come out with a form letter that all, you know, all the towns and villages could send out to these residents who are affected, but
Yeah.
maybe they will, but if not, we'll have to do it. Okay, the GAM meeting, I attended that. There was some talk there about down the road, how feasible it would be to have a code enforcement and zoning enforcement run right by the county. They're gonna explore it. It would be voluntary, you know.
Yeah.
There's pros and cons. Some of the towns and villages are having trouble getting code people to, you know, to do these jobs, so that, it would work for them.
We have that in Wyoming County.
Yeah.
It's all in Warsaw, everything. You go for a permit, goes to Warsaw. Inspection, comes out of Warsaw. It's terrible.
I kinda like having our own guy here. who-
Yeah, because the local people know what's going on.
Yeah.
Right, they don't know shit in Warsaw.
Yeah, you get somebody.
And the
that
guy
knows.
who's doing it is totally buried. He is swamped with stuff. And they can't give him any help. You know, well, we can't afford it. So, yeah, it's just a bad idea.
Yeah, I agree. And the other thing is, all the towns, mostly have all different zoning laws anyways,
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So at least if you have your own officer, then he's familiar with your codes.
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
Rather than a stranger come around to Genesee County and having to look it all up and,
yeah.
so I don't know, they're gonna pursue it, but I don't think it'll work, not for us anyways. I can't say enough about the Bergen Fire Department. They had 40 calls again last month. They continue to be very busy. We all hear the siren going off all the time, so I can't thank them enough for what they do. Okay, and then the high electric bills for January, there's a combination of factors here. Less hydro allocation, the transmission charge was higher. That was the main one. More than double for the same charge for 2024, so that's what drove it up, the main reason. Okay.
And it was colder now too.
Yeah, and above normal,
Oh, my
yeah,
God.
and I would expect this coming month to be the same, you know, February's bill.
Take a good one.
It actually might be a little worse, honestly.
Well, thanks for that.
Great.
But it is kind of, it's hard on us in the office when people call and, you know, obviously their bills are really high and they don't really connect, you know, why is it so high, what's that? I mean, it's been the coldest winter we've had in a long,
years,
long
yeah.
time, and when it's 20 degrees for 2 months straight,
Yep.
And you've got
because
this,
your heat's running all the time.
you got the Rex and the Zex the state puts on there too on your bills,
Yeah.
state mandates. Okay. That's it for me, Courtney, go ahead.
Yeah, you guys read it all, so I don't wanna go through it too much. Good thoughts on that one. One thing I do wanna touch on is a manhole project. It's been, had a lot of issues, as you know, it started and stopped this spring. They've been trying to find somebody else to do the work, because now we have to replace the entire manhole. And they're trying to work out how to do that and find a local person to do it. So it sounds like they found somebody. I'm not sure who that is yet. We did give them a name of somebody who would be interested, so we don't know if it's that person or not. So within the next couple of weeks, I should have information as to who it is and when they're gonna begin that work. And then, from what I understand, they're thinking completion by August.
There's just one manhole that's gotta be
Well, we
completely replaced.
have to see how much they're gonna charge and how much money we have left in the thing, so I mean, we're talking probably 2, maybe 3. So we'll get the worst ones, which unfortunately for Joe, 2 of them are in his yard, so he's gonna get ripped up pretty bad.
Yeah.
But there's restoration.
What makes them bad?
There's a lot of groundwater coming into it. We thought that there was it was concrete and then there was a plastic liner. So when they went down to check it, because they were gonna reline it, so they're gonna take the liner out and then put a new liner in. And when they went down and hit with a saw, they found there's no concrete behind it. It just, the manhole is just plastic. So we have a film from a couple years ago, we videoed the amount of water pouring into each manhole, and it was like people had multiple garden hoses going into it.
And
so
that all
much
goes to the
water.
treatment plant,
And it
right?
does, and that just makes it harder for us to treat, because it drops the temperature of
Wow.
the waste going in there, and it dilutes it, and it causes a problem, so, and then we have to treat more. So if we can decrease the amount of infiltration of that, then it's gonna be a lot better for us. But we were gonna be able to do a lot more with just lining them. We're gonna be able to do almost all of them, but now that this happened, yeah, maybe 2 or 3, depending on what the cost is gonna be.
How old are they?
Original,
Yeah,
40.
those were redone in my yard. They've
Oh, yeah?
already been replaced, those aren't the original ones.
But they still didn't put concrete there?
No,
No.
so they had a problem with it.
So 40 years, not like 100 years.
So they took the cheap way out.
Wow.
The problem is, a lot of time in the past, to save money, the village has done things the easy way. And that's not always the best way, because it costs you more money down the road. The value isn't in saving money right now, the value is in saving money over the course of the next 100 years. And unfortunately, that hasn't always been thought of.
You get to the point down the road where it costs a lot more money to fix it. Without grant help. There's no light, I'm saying, there's no light at the end of the tunnel for it.
The, just equipment, you know, I seem somebody to be breaking down, the 450 is in the shop. That'll be, that's what they checked on today, it should be coming next week.
It's not the brand new one, is it? That's
Uh,
the older one.
Right, the 450 is, well, it's only 5 years old.
Right, but that's the older one.
Yeah.
Okay.
The older two, yeah. It's not under warranty, of course. So that's coming back, and we got this work from back yesterday. It was a $7,500 bill. So other than that, just things. The hybrid vehicle we talked about, I was going to, I expected to have a price for you on a new hybrid vehicle, but they haven't got back to me, so I'm waiting on that.
You look at the trade the one that we have in on it, or?
We'll
does that go
sell
at
this
auction?
one, we'll sell this one at auction,
Auction, okay.
and then purchase it outright. So hopefully I'll have that for you in the next meeting. That's it for me, unless you have any more questions.
Electric car charger not functioning, I got one call on that we were asking why it's not functioning, what's the story on that?
So I've been in contact with them, the company, it's been a little frustrating. They have it stuck in their head that, I've told them it's not working, but they have it stuck in their head that it's not working for me.
For you.
Right.
So. You mean for the village vehicle?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has been going on for a couple of weeks, and I just can't get them to take it seriously, so I contacted the person that we bought it from, the third-party seller, today, and told him what's going on, and he jumped right on it, and within an hour, I got a phone call. And now, tomorrow, we have a call for me to do it while he's on the phone, and so you can see really what's going on. So it's very frustrating. It's only been used twice since we went live, and once was when I did get it to work.
Okay.
Are there two of them out there now?
Yeah.
This is credit card swipe on those, or how does it work?
So there's a QR code, and so you have an app, and you scan it,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
it'll work. Hypothetically.
You know, that's all, huh?
The ones where the town's working, apparently, I guess. And, so I think they'll try to diagnose it tomorrow.
Okay.
I think it's the charger is not realizing that it's plugged into a vehicle. So whatever that reason that is.
It just keeps saying preparing on it,
Yeah.
like preparing for an hour, So hopefully we'll get it straightened out. Okay. CEO, ZEO, we have a sheet. Put a bid on it for 2024. I'm sure once the weather breaks in 2025, the permits will come being filed, and Gary will be busy.
Need approval for that?
I need a motion that we accept the officer reports as a whole.
I make a motion that we accept the zoning report for February 2025.
Along with the mayor and the administrator's reports?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I'm sure.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Trustee concerns, Bernadette?
I don't have any trustee concerns. I am grateful, like you said, for the fire department.
Okay.
Every time I hear that siren.
Yeah.
I have a really good app for you. He got me going on this scanner app.
I gotta get that.
Yeah. Every time the whistle goes off, I go right to it.
Sure,
And
yeah.
it was Fire on Hubble Road in Spencerport, I think it
I'll
was.
have to get that info from you.
That might be useful.
It's like, yeah, it's addictive.
I message
Yeah.
my girlfriends, my one in Kentucky is the one that tells me what happened.
Okay. Todd? Trustee concerns?
No concerns, just want to express gratitude to the DPW and electric guys for all the work they did this winter. I know we had a long, hard stretch of winter weather, and I know it can be tiring. So I
Okay.
appreciate all the effort that they put in.
Sure, Courtney will relay that to the guys.
Well,
Yeah, because when you consider how windy it's been and stuff, and you just don't lose power on ice. You
Yeah.
know, that's really.
We've got a strong system.
Yeah, yeah. Question I have on the Canadian issue with the power, are we gonna be affected by that?
No, I got a thing from NIMPA, where we get our supplemental power from. She told me that 89% of our power is hydro anyways from our,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they said it wouldn't really impact us at all.
okay.
And they had word from the NISO, which oversees the grid for the whole state, the New York System Independent Operator. And they regulate all the power in the state, all the generation plants, everything, and they don't foresee a problem at all, so.
I didn't know we got that much power from Canada if we had Niagara Falls on our side.
I
you know
think
what I mean?
that's
Yeah.
more up like the North Country.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah, their plant's right across from ours,
yeah,
Yeah.
right across the river, yeah.
Yeah.
The other concern I have is, it's dirt bike season, and they're all up and down between Mike's place here and, pastures and up on Richmond.
Okay.
When they start going through my property, they're on village property. And I know we used to have a sign there that said no motor vehicles on village property. We don't have anything like that anymore. So, I mean, I can just foresee that they're gonna go right up the hills where the Frisbee golf course is and stuff, unless we put something there that says
Okay,
no motor vehicles at the end of that street there. Because they're coming around, because it's kind of muddy, they turn around on Richmond and go back, but I can foresee that they're just gonna go right through.
okay.
So, yeah, but there used to be a nice sign there, and
I
I
remember
can
the
point to it
sign.
and say, hey, the
Yeah.
village doesn't want you up here, so please, don't go that way.
Are there gates or anything there?
No. And I put signs and stuff, private property, take them down.
It was behind Jim's house, right? That sign used to be there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
on the
yeah,
side, yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, whatever
We can,
signs I
uh,
put up, they destroy them.
We can get a sign made at the county
Yeah.
and get it up.
That's all I got.
Okay, yeah, it can be a nuisance for sure.
Yeah,
Are they cutting right through your property?
not yet,
Not
but
yet.
they will.
Yeah,
They will, when this gets less muddy, yeah, they'll be going through there. So I very nicely say, I really would appreciate if you don't come through here.
yeah,
And they very much respect that, but the older kids don't care. They just
yeah.
right through, and then they're up on the hill, all the way
Yeah,
to
we
the
don't
top of
want
the
them
hill.
up there.
And they're gonna be tearing up
Yeah,
that
they're not
Frisbee
allowed.
course, so,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
Okay. Let's move on to new business. Local law number 1 of 2025, the planning board alternate duties. We had the public hearing. Entertain a motion to adopt local law number 1 of 2025.
I'll make a motion to adopt local law 1 of 2025.
Is there a second?
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried. Second one is adopting local law number 2 of 2025, the zoning board of appeals duties. Is there a motion to adopt that?
I'll make a motion to adopt local law 2 of 2025 for zoning board of appeals duties.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Okay, next we have our planning board member appointment. We need a full member on our planning board. Vicki Almquist has agreed to move up from alternate to full-time. I thank her for that, and I would like to appoint her full-time planning board person.
Mhm. Do you need a motion?
Yes.
Okay, I make a motion that we accept Vicki Almquist as a permanent member of the planning board.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, the next one's planning board appointment for Tim Quirk. He is currently on the zoning board of appeals, and he has offered to move up to the planning board also. So I would like to appoint Tim Quirk as a full-time member of the planning board.
I'll make a motion to accept your
Tim Quirk,
appointment of Tim Quirk.
okay, is there a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Okay.
So he's not an alternate, he's a full-time.
He was full-time on the zoning
Zoning
board,
yeah.
so now he's gonna be full-time on the planning board.
Full-time, okay.
Okay, next is our resolution 2 of 2025 for the pro housing certification.
Not an alternate. Just, it's an alternate.
Says alternate on
Is he an alternate?
It says alternate on there, I scratched it out to full, but whatever.
Well, let's make sure. Maybe he is, he probably is, because Kate passed. Vicki took her
taking
spot, so yeah.
She was an alternate,
So
so
Tim is probably.
moving up to Vicky's spot as an alternate.
Yeah, so there's Mickey, yeah, that's right, so he would be.
Tim's the alternate, okay, so let's amend that then. I'd like to appoint Tim Quirk as alternate member of the planning board.
That's what I thought I was making a motion for anyway,
Okay.
so.
Is there a second?
Yep.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Courtney. Okay, pro housing certification, I think you've all got that in front of you too.
Yep.
Where's this coming from?
Well, this is from the state. It's so we can kind of be registered as a pro-housing community, so that we advocate housing, because there's a shortage of housing everywhere. This would be like in our comprehensive plan, we have the auxiliary dwelling units that we allow now as it is. That was part of the pro-housing. This is so when we want to go for grants down the road, for say a development, a housing development or something like that, we would have, this on the village record as being pro-housing, and we try to do, if you read this over, it says exactly what it is. But we want to promote housing.
That's why I was wondering what it was, because it seems like obvious language. It's stating the obvious. It's surprising to me that they have to state this.
They just want to get on record.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really for the state, so we can register for them, for housing. Present grants or grants. We have a register as for housing.
Is there anything we did with that?
I don't think so.
I wouldn't think so, because, I mean, they tell you if you're not, even the governor's, messages, if you're not pro-housing community, then you're gonna have a tough time getting grants. Okay, so,
My question on this would be, let's just say hypothetically, the new development, involved. Are they gonna dictate to the village as to what types of homes can be built there? It's gonna contradict what our planning board or zoning?
our planning board would have to say,
They can't say X amount of low income homes.
Not any more than there.
Okay.
yeah,
Interesting question.
yeah. That's a good way to put it.
Is there anyone on the planning board in your street?
Yeah, John.
John.
Sharp.
John, yeah.
He was gonna keep me from it.
That's part of the school driveway. Okay. So, is there a motion to, For this resolution of one?
Resolution 1 for pro-housing community.
is there a second?
Second.
All in favor? Okay, next is resolution number 3 of 2025, is the park grant award acceptance. Yes.
So we need the agenda.
The agenda isn't correct, so last one was one, this one's two. We had an agenda set with the resolution, the last meeting, would have been number one, but we didn't do it because of water. This is one, this is two.
That housing resolution doesn't have anything to do with housing. Oh my goodness.
Okay. Okay, this is saying that we applied for that financial assistance and they want to give us that grant, correct, Courtney?
Yep. This is the first step of the process of the grant. We talked about it. It's just another thing that they want to file. Let's put you through and then you know, meet with local administrator.
We asked for 135.
That's for
Yeah, picnic tables and gazebo in the back, park. Yes.
I'll make a motion that we accept resolution number 2 for the park grant.
Is there a second? All in favor? All right. Electric department squirt boom replacement. This is kind of triggered by the year of our current squirt boom and the maintenance issues we've been having lately with the truck.
Remind me which one is the squirt boom?
It's the bucket truck,
It's smaller too.
smaller of the two.
We usually grab around.
Worked on the lines with it.
I remember when it went to see.
This is the one I mentioned earlier, it's the one that got hit by the car.
Yeah,
What year is that truck, Joe?
2015, I believe. It's 10 years old.
It's on our replacement schedule for change.
And it's starting, really, not even, we can't even say nickel and dime, because it's major. It was $9,000 the month before, and then last month with turbo, there's thousands more, so we're starting to dump a lot of money into this truck.
We've got about $20,000 into it in the last time, last 12 months.
So what are the differences between these two bodies other than the price?
The one,
Second page.
yeah, it's all in the battery packs, really. The size of the kilowatt hours that the batteries are good for. We don't need the 14.4. The 7.2 would be sufficient, but you can see it's an add-on of $54,886. What that does is when the truck's up in the air, you can shut the engine off, and it'll function with the batteries. That qualifies it as a hybrid, and seeing that it can be financed through NYPA, Power Authority, at 0 interest.
If you didn't get that, what's the alternative? Like you
You
leave it
can't.
running? You have to leave the
Yes,
vehicle
truck
running?
runs all the time. That's the thing now, the truck's got like just over 70,000 miles on it, but a lot of the engines, the PTO hours, you know, a lot of the time the truck's in the air all day long and the engine's running. So you just can't say, well, it's got 70,000 miles on the truck, because a lot of it, the engine's running, so.
Yeah, and the other thing to know is that if we order it, it's gonna take 2 years to get to come.
Yeah,
And so is that, how often does that get used?
a lot,
Yeah. That's our main thing.
80%.
Like 80% of the days?
80% of the work they do is with that truck,
Okay, so
because it's so convenient.
it's smaller and.
Yeah, when you need the bigger truck, you need the bigger truck too, because there's some of the stuff's up higher and you gotta be able to get to it, you know, with tree trimming or, if you can't reach it with the squirt boom, then you know, you got a lot more reach with the bigger truck. But, yeah, it's utilized heavily. Everything hanging the banners on the road, you think, oh, but with a big truck, that's a pain. You know, with that big boom out in the road, and, or you can just, you know, or house, you know, services on houses, when you gotta hook them up, you can pull in the driveways and go right up and do it. It's a very handy truck.
So this high power smart PTO, that is in addition to the body that's gonna be mounted on the truck, correct? Am I understanding that right?
It's in addition to the price you see on the front page, the baseline price.
Okay. And that baseline price is the cab chassis and the bucket unit?
Correct.
Okay.
And then the hybrid section of it is this $54,886. not a cheap truck. And I figured it up, it's gone up an average of almost $11,000 a year. That truck,
Will this lock us in for the years that we're waiting for it? In other words, we wouldn't have to pay the newer price when it finally comes?
right, no, it would be locked in.
Okay.
We paid $118,000 for that, what do we have now?
What?
118 now.
Wow.
Now it's actually 226, it's 226 because you take the hybrid part off that, because ours isn't the hybrid, but,
Wow.
the deal with NIPA is if it's a hybrid, you can finance it through them, because they, energy efficiency, at 0 interest for 3 years. So it's a hefty payment still.
Yeah. What do we anticipate getting for the existing one? Any ideas?
Those actually go for more than the big bucket truck would.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think it'll bring some good, decent money, I really
I
do.
would think, I mean, if a new one is 200,000, yeah.
So, but you're saying it's more like 350, right? You're saying the 226 plus these two amounts?
Yeah, so it's
Not,
two,
one of the two.
yeah,
So
so
just pick one or the other option.
the total cost is $281,652. Expensive truck, but everything's big money now in trucks. Like Gordon said, it's 2-year wait to get it.
When we sell, so the squirt, the big truck, where we got like 30,000?
20.
Right, so that was a big one. So I don't expect a whole lot more for the squirt boom. Have we said, I think Nick said between, he researched it, had like between 30 and 50.
Yeah.
He said.
Yeah,
Have we
So we-
budgeted for this or no?
no.
No.
It won't come for 2 years.
Okay,
So
But,
you don't have to pay for 2 years either?
right.
okay.
But the way we finance it is different than usually, because we're doing it through the Power Authority.
Yeah.
When the Power Authority, they send us the bill for every month for our power, our electric usage and transmission, it'll be included in that bill.
Nice.
So then it all goes on to into the PPAC for,
Yep.
and that's how it's paid.
So you won't get a separate bill from this company every month or whatever?
No.
Come through the state?
Yes.
Through your finance?
Through NIPA.
Right.
Okay, with 0 interest?
Mhm.
Okay, well, if we wait 2 years, it's gonna be $350,000, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just will get the ball rolling now on it.
Mhm.
Any indication on what brand of chassis they're
It's
talking about?
a
Another
Dodge Ram Cummins engine. With the,
What's the choice, 1 or 2? Give you a preference to that?
The first.
the first one's cheaper.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's sufficient for, the beauty, if you don't want to use that hybrid section, you don't have to, you can run it off the engine, which is good, because down the road, after say 8 years, if the batteries fail,
Yeah.
at least you can still use the truck,
Yep.
which is the engine like we do now. The-
Is this Terex the only place that will quote? Like, how do we know that this is the,
This is on state bid. Okay, we're piggybacking off of the bid. I'm sure Courtney checked it out today, and it's, got all the, and it's on state bid. So once something's on state bid, you don't have to get other quotes.
On the top of the paper here, where it says date and quote number, then the Sourcewell contract number, that is a site that shows all of the contracts throughout basically the country. So you can go and look at it and find a contract that's already been bid and then piggyback off of that. So that's what Sourcewell does. So that's, so it just shows that they went through the process and it's piggybacking.
I did look through it, and Terex is definitely listed on the list of people who can take advantage of this. So again, it would be go into the PPAC, break it down each month. Be 36 payments, I believe.
Mhm.
And that's significantly less than what an average person would be paying for that truck. If it's a private contractor, it would be
Yeah.
$350,000.
Yeah, yeah, because it's state bid, yeah.
Right, we were saving a good chunk of money.
I was wondering if it was the opposite, so that's what I didn't know.
You know, state bid price is always way cheaper.
Oh, okay.
So you need a motion?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. I make a motion that we proceed with the electric department squirt boom replacement.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, you need the the motion?
Yes, I've heard.
Okay. I've got it at $281,652.
Okay.
So, okay, Bob made a motion, is there a second?
I'll
You made it?
second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, carried. Yeah, I'm amazed at these trucks and how much they've gone up in.
The thing is, if you wait, it gets only worse, you know?
Yeah.
If we bought our digger, what was that, 340 or 370? Churchill's is way over 400 now. They waited a little bit after we did, and theirs is well over 400 now. And it's not even the same frame, it's lighter duty.
340.
340, yeah, and theirs is over 400 in just a few months. So,
Wow.
We ordered, that one took what,
three,
yeah,
3
3 years to come?
Mhm.
So if we ordered it now and the prices went down in the next 2 years, could we take advantage of the?
Well, yes, because we're not really locked in until they start building it. So we
Okay.
can pull out of the deal if we want to, up until the time they start building it.
yeah. They'll come back with final plans of the whole truck, everything, and then you sign off on it. And at that point, you're locked in.
How long did we have the previous truck before we had this 10-year?
We didn't have, this is
We
the
didn't
first
have
one we
one.
had.
We just borrowed from other municipalities.
If we needed one, or they would force us to use a big truck.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, 2025 road work, we're gonna bypass this for tonight. We did get a quote here from Deca paving. We're gonna get we're hoping to get 3 more quotes. And we'll compare all those and talk with Courtney, and we're thinking we'd like to, again, things aren't getting cheaper, price of milling, materials aren't getting any cheaper. We'd like to take care of a lot of areas, such as everything on the sheet. You know, these projects are on the sheet, but it's gonna take more than what we originally budgeted. So we'll come up with a number, and at the next meeting, we'll present that number of what Courtney feels we're gonna need to accomplish all these projects. And I would ask for board approval at that time to okay dipping into our fund balance, unallocated fund balance, to take advantage of some of this work, get it out of the way, because it keeps going up and up and up every year or so.
So are you thinking that this one quote of the 28,000 is low, or we haven't budgeted for that amount?
We haven't, what do we have, 70,000?
Right.
We have 70,000 in the current proposed budget, but we can't get everything done. It's gonna go over that to accomplish everything we wanna get done, along with the labor and the materials.
So this Deca paving will re-quote with more
No.
work?
No, this is their quote. So it's kind of a benchmark for us to look at, but until next week, we don't know. The new figures are coming out for the cost of blacktop and the cost for stone and oil, and that's coming out next week. So we really don't have good numbers.
The county bid opening is next week, and they'll give us all the information we need for crack sealing and chip sealing, different places that we're looking at. there's a lot of cracking this year. Gonna be a lot of pothole repair.
Oh, the roads are terrible.
Yeah.
All over, you know.
Yeah.
So there's gonna be a lot of that, and, you know, so if we don't keep up on our roads and it doesn't deteriorate, once they go too far and you have to replace them completely, then it's super expensive. Decker told us, when we met with him, that the going rate is about $1 million a mile for rebuilding roads.
Yeah.
What?
That's
So
why
it's really important to stay up on it and make sure you do your maintenance and not letting them get bad. So do the crack sealing, do the micro paving or the chip seal.
That's why I had asked you about this one, was not because I thought it was a bad quote, just because I had no idea. Like if there were other quotes.
Yeah, they'll be coming in,
Mhm.
but we know at least, you know, we got a starting point here.
Give you an idea of what we're talking about.
So we'll come up with the final numbers, and then Courtney can, what he feels comfortable, you know, dipping into a fund balance to take advantage of some of this work, to take care of it before it costs more down the road. And when we get that number, we'll come to the board with it and see what your thoughts are on that, okay?
Sounds good.
Because that would have to be done at the next meeting, because the budget hearing's coming up, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
I'm to let you know now that I will not be here for the April meeting.
Okay.
I'm gonna be heading to South Carolina to see my son graduate in
Oh,
military, so,
Very nice.
Very nice.
yeah,
Good.
it's April 9th is the next month, yeah, I won't be here that week at all.
Okay, all right. We'll see travels. Okay. Okay, old business, 2025-26 budget, public hearing date and time.
Yep, so we just need to officially name a time and date for the public hearing for the budget. So I would suggest the next meeting, April 9th at 6:15.
Okay,
Sure.
We have a motion.
is there a motion that we have our public hearing for the 2025-26 budget, public hearing?
I make a motion that we have our 2025-2026 budget public hearing on April 9th at 6:15.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
We usually do the reorganizational meeting the same night, which is not really a separate meeting, it's just an agenda item on here, but it reappoints everybody who needs to be reappointed. It renames the bank, the depository, the official newspaper, mileage, holidays, all that kind of stuff, so.
So what's involved with that? We just kind of listen to,
I'll just give you the packet,
Okay.
and you just, you know, you'll get it ahead of time like usual, just take a look. The only thing that's gonna really change, is the mileage, which nobody ever really puts in for mileage, and the dates of the holidays.
okay.
That's really, and there's a couple, well, the alternates for the planning board get done every year, so those change. And then, and the planning board and the zoning board, their terms are every 5 years, so one of those get redone every year. So besides that, there's really very little change year to year.
And we do that the same night as the budget public hearing?
Yeah, we usually do it at the same time.
So we would, if we allocate funds from the unallocated fund balance, so we would do it after this
Yes.
meeting? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, anything before I proceed to close? If not, I'll entertain a motion to close the meeting.
I'll make a motion to close the meeting.
Is there a
I'll
second?
second.
All those in favor?
All right. All right.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Yep.